Welcome to Parables and Miracles, where faith comes alive through powerful stories. Today, let's dive into the story of a tiny mustard seed that carries a powerful message about faith. The mustard seed, faith that moves mountains long. Ago, in a quiet village nestled between lush green hills, there lived a boy named Elias. He lived with his mother in a small house at the foot of a towering mountain. Ever since he was little, Elias had dreamed of climbing to the mountaintop, where he could see the world beyond. But whenever he shared his dream, people in the village would laugh.
A boy as small as you? Climbing that mountain? That's impossible!
Those words filled Elias with doubt. Over time, he started to believe he was too weak, too insignificant to achieve anything great. One afternoon, as Elias sat by the river, staring at the mountain in the distance, an old man with silver hair and wise eyes came to rest on a nearby rock. He looked at Elias with kindness and asked,
"Why do you look so troubled, my child?"
Elias sighed and pointed toward the mountain.
I've always wanted to climb to the top, but everyone says I'm too small, too weak. They say it's impossible.
The old man smiled gently, reaching into his pocket and placing something tiny in Elias's palm.
"Do you see this?"
Elias squinted. It was a mustard seed, so small that he almost didn't see it.
It's so tiny.
The old man nodded.
"Yes, but when you plant it and care for it, it will grow into a great tree, strong enough for birds to build their nests in. Faith is just like this seed. Even if it is as small as this, it can move mountains."
Elias looked at the old man in surprise.
Move mountains.
The old man chuckled.
"Not with your hands, but with your faith. When you truly believe, the impossible becomes possible."
Elias took the mustard seed home, determined to test the old man's words. He found a small patch of soil in his garden, planted the seed, and watered it every day. At first, nothing seemed to happen. The villagers mocked him.
That seed is too small! It won't grow! Ha ha ha!
But Elias didn't give up. He continued watering it, believing that one day it would grow, and one day, a tiny green sprout emerged. As he watched the small plant reach toward the sky, Elias realized something.
Faith is just like this. If you nurture it with hope and perseverance, it will grow stronger.
For the first time, Elias stopped, doubting himself. Inspired, he decided to take his first steps toward climbing the mountain. The journey was not easy. Each step brought new challenges: steep paths, rushing streams, and cold winds that threatened to push him back. More than once, Elias wanted to turn around. But each time doubt crept in, he remembered the mustard seed.
Even the smallest faith can move mountains.
He whispered to himself. So he kept going, step by step, believing that as long as he moved forward, he would reach the top. And finally, one morning, Elias stood at the mountain's peak. He gazed down at his village, now just a tiny speck in the valley below. And he understood something profound.
Mountains are not just made of rock and earth. They are also made of fear, doubt, and uncertainty. But with faith, we can overcome them all.
Elias returned to his village, his heart full of newfound strength. He told everyone about the mustard seed and how faith had carried him to the top of the mountain. The villagers, once skeptical, listened in awe. The boy they had once doubted had become a young man filled with courage and wisdom. From that day on, Elias helped others overcome their fears and doubts, encouraging them to believe in themselves and trust in God's power. Moral of the story: even faith as small as a mustard seed can overcome the greatest obstacles. When you trust in God, nothing is impossible. Thank you for joining us today. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a little faith. See you next time on Parables and Miracles.